Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting. Let's just connect our fields together through the heart space. Use it as a portal wherever we are. We use our hearts to re-recognize our divine being, despite the hurdles of separation, despite the hurdles of having a body. And in fact, we celebrate having the body. We celebrate this human experience. And today I'd like to talk about that, celebrating the fact that you have this human experience. I named today's meeting the deserving game. And I will read a beautiful quote by Anandamayi Ma, a saint from northern India. And she says that God is not a merchant. She says, you think that you are engaging in sadhana or spiritual practice, but actually it is He who does everything. Without Him, nothing can be done. And if you imagine that you receive according to what you do, this is not correct either. For God is not a merchant. With Him, there's no bargaining. So today we'll talk about the deserving game. The previous meeting addressed this self-organizing intelligence that we are awakening to. And depending on your level of consciousness, this is how you attune to that self-organizing intelligence. And on this spiritual path, usually we recognize that life is used as a teacher. And I wrote here, if we use our lives properly, we do not waste the life that we're given. It is such a very special grace to be walking on this planet in a body. And you can use your life as a teacher in order to deepen into love. Every second of a mature spiritual seeker can be used to deepen into love. So let's go back to this deserving game. We're not demonizing the ego. But it is this little voice in us who says, I've done this, I've done everything. Why does this happen? I deserve more. Others didn't even do as much as I did, so how come I don't have that? Hmm. So consider that the ego is a very limited mechanism. It is a veil, and that veil is veiling you from your automatic knowing that you are the supreme self, the supreme divine self. I have not said anything new. But today I'd like to do an inquiry around deserving, because ultimately your birthright is to deserve everything. But mainly, I would point out that your birthright is to awaken to who you truly are. It's not a who, a what, or the being that you truly are. And the ego, as I mentioned before, is a veil. And because it's a veil, it gives you this sense, feel into it. It gives you this sense that there is this person and then there's the life. If we truly tune into this, we can leap high. So there's the person, the ego personality that has a life out there. And there is this very clear separation between the person and then the life. And the person does something, and then the life needs to echo something back. I am slowing down the process of inquiry. And you will notice that your level of consciousness, as it's rising, there is less and less difference between the human experience and the life out there. And spirit, as we gathered here, our gathered field, our gathered united hologram, is calling for interesting. The call for dropping that control, that things need to be a certain way. Do you understand why? Because the person then plays a role in their life that's out there. And as we train to sublimate the ego identity, that cannot be done through violence. It cannot be done through mental games or mental techniques, even energetic techniques. It cannot be done because your ego personality is serving the awakening process. It's always a barometer that is signaling to what level do you still need to let go into the self-organizing intelligence that you ultimately are. Because the ego takes on this this notion, it's an illusion, but it thinks it's driving the car. It's driving the car. That it's doing the sadhana, as Anandamayi says. It's performing all the actions so that you can, have an outcome. I loved him so much, he betrayed me, or she betrayed me. So life is to be used as a tool for deepening into love. Love equated with wisdom, supreme reality, your ultimate self. It's all synonymous. But God is not a merchant. And this deserving game is not played out according to your limited ego understanding, ever. And this is where the karmic law comes in. I'm going to quickly talk about the 3 types of karmas and how we can truly shift our sense of reality. So the way we can shift our sense of reality is understanding how this self-organizing intelligence is truly organized. If we haven't read the manual to our life, then how would we even know how to approach it? The ego has some ideas, but law is law, the supreme law. There's 3 types of karmas. All of your karmas are called sanchit karmas. And sanchit karmas are all of the karmas that exist from past lives, which are concurrent lives, and also the karmas that you are accruing right now. Karma is not just negative, it can also be positive. Yeah. And then there is the prarabdha karma. And this is the main aspect I'd like to talk about. The prarabdha karma is a karma that needs to play out no matter what you do, even if you are a supreme master. It's going to happen. It has to play itself out, no matter how it feels for the ego, or will it actually kill you physically. It doesn't matter. It will play out. And then there is the agami karmas. So let's say you come to this life and it's usually you set out to clear 10 karmas out of your 100 karmas. The agami karma is that, yes, you can clear the 10 karmas, but you also created some more in this lifetime. So it's the totality of how much karma you have left over and how much you have created and how much you have worked through is the agami karma that's kind of pushed forward if there's a next life. Now, this is also Vedic theory, and that's not my point. My point of referencing this theory, and it makes full sense, is that when we engage in spiritual practice, and why we engage in spiritual practice is that, yes, these karmas need to unfold, they need to play out. Usually, the looping in your life while you're meeting similar experiences um, is due to the fact that you are working through karma. Something unresolvable is usually also a sign of your prarabdha karma. And it is here to allow and to train you to allow things to be exactly as they are, no matter how much your ego is fighting against it. Usually, situations amongst family members are karmas, prarabdha karmas. Your situation, of course, with your children, your spouses, these are unescapable. But they're also here to train you for humility and detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. You care fully, but you detach from the outcome of your actions. So the deserving game is actually the game of humility and detachment ultimately. Because consistency in your frequency is what you're going to be able to sustain. So, what you are standing by, what you're practicing, is going to help your karmas to have a less of an effect. Is it going to play out exactly the way it's meant to? Yes. But there's a buffering that our spiritual practice can offer us. And that is our attitude, and that is our energetic response to that event that can be altered by our spiritual practice and our attitude of humility and detachment. And also, what you deserve is what you put out consistently, what you abide as consistently. So that is your deserving. And if you do spiritual practice and you do it just selflessly in order to purify this mental, emotional mechanism, then you are going to grow up and mature to the level that you even use these situations of bad karma, something unfolding that your ego suffers from, as a springboard to your evolution. That is a very high level of spiritual attainment when you truly use all of the hardships of your life in order to ascend, in order to ascend your consciousness level. And every time you have a hardship, you use it as a test. How do you respond? How do you respond? So you can bargain with God. God is not a merchant. And as soon as you recognize, I know I have it still, saying it's unfair, what's happening to me, it's unfair, and I blow up And it's usually over the exact same thing over and over again. So today, let us have a sankalp. A sankalp is a very strong intention of deepening into the supreme love so that we can release our negation of what is. And our sankalp is also to recognize every single hardship, this ability to recognize every single hardship as a springboard to our evolution. It's a training. So let's start this deeper inquiry. Connect your spine. And just feel that the consistency of your heart field is that which is creating your life experience. And here in this group and many other groups, we train to rise and to attain a higher and higher and higher, it never ends, vibratory capacity, so that your deserving power, as Anand Mehrotra actually called it, your deserving power is nearing that of your true potential. So just feel into your heart space, the divine cave. Feel it. And today we're going to train the chakras to release any and all obfuscation of their light. The chakras are tuning forks. And they attune moment by moment to your highest soul frequency. And ultimately to the supreme divine self, which is you. Literally feel that you're bringing all of your attention from the front body back to the back side of the heart. And you can make a command. I call all of my energies from all space time back into the divine cave of my heart. All of the thoughts, feelings, words, sensations, they're retrieving and retreating into the backside of the heart. And we, as we co-join our fields, only the highest truth, wisdom, love can come through as we call in our guides. And we connect to our ascended master selves and to the ultimate supreme reality. Notice that you're not moving outside of yourself ever. You're not expecting anything because you have to recognize what is already here. It's very simple. Move your eyeballs to the center of your head as if you were looking upward towards your eyebrows. And as you do that, you will feel that you're connecting to the top of your head. Especially one spot as your spine is shooting upwards. And you curl your tongue back up. And just create a strong pillar of light. Your heart connected to the center of this planet. And your heart connected to the Supreme Self. It starts to encompass the totality and as you conducted your gaze upwards and your tongue curled upwards back, and your head is an extension of your spine, you can be lying down. Focus your attention and focus to 12 finger widths above your head, to the Dvadashanta, the seat of your higher self. And allow it to form a cone that is very open, wide open, like a vortex. This very space is translating higher dimensional frequencies into your own physical vessel. So make sure that the cone is as wide as you can have it. It's gathering all the liquid, living photonic light from the Supreme Self. You are a supreme intelligence. There's absolutely no way to be disconnected from your supreme divine self. And we are going to train the chakras to start harmonizing with the highest frequency, illuminating each one of them. And if you can detect any overlay, disharmony, patches of darkness covering the light, you start divinizing your chakras. That means you are tuning your chakras towards the highest truth. That is divinizing. Feel that cone 12 finger widths above your head. The cone, the tip of the cone is extending into your crown. And a little bit more, feel that cone actually extending into the third eye at the center of your head. And your soul is very, very, very bright. It's sucking. Your soul has the intelligence to suck that divine, living, light intelligence into your body. So that your body starts translating the divine here on this planet. Tune into 12 finger widths above your head, your higher self, and know that there is no life out there. Every human experience occurs because of an interplay between the microcosm and the macrocosm. Yes, it feels like there is in and out. But ultimately, the prowess, the grace is the 0 point. The inside and the outside into I am that I am. There is an immense cascading waterfall of light. That teaches you to release holding on to the false sense of security of the ego. Just allow. You feel this immense golden crystalline white light, and it has this blue electricity in it. The electricity is that which is kind of the moving capacity, the drawing capacity of light. It starts clearing your crown. And we command to fully open up to the self-organizing intelligence that we are. Releasing all kinds of playing its safe games. And we stop bargaining. In order to allow the self-organizing, luminous, living light to conduct our life. And it's seeping into your third eye like liquid honey. If you feel a lot of intensity, just expand. As this cascading light is entering and its power is turned up, you make space in your spinal column, widen it. Your tongue is rolled upward and your eyes upward. And you start feeling this exuberance. Feel into the exuberance of a snowfall or a sunshine or the sea or your heartbeat. Everything is orchestrated by your supreme intelligence. Harmonize. Open your capacity to harmonize with this self-organizing supreme intelligence. Feel the back side of the head. The liquid light, like honey, is moving into the back side of the head through crown, third eye, back side of the head. And every center starts lighting up and projecting this capacity into your realm, where you are, so that when you look at your beloveds, you start radiating this uncompromising love. This love is dynamic. It can be very still. It can be very exuberant. It's exactly what it needs to be each moment. We're going to play a game. Start projecting from 12 finger widths above your head this line, 360 degrees, and through your crown, and through your third eye, through the back side of the head, Alta Major Chakra, removing all of the cobwebs, all of the ancestral overlays. You are pure source. You're not somebody. You're just the ultimate reality. Sharing its love. And go into the throat. And project it 360 degrees. Feel that there is an imminent connection between your third eye and the throat. Because you're translating the supreme intelligence into your throat space. Know that the throat is that which is harmonizing your prana. It's very potent right now in the field. Thank you. And drop into the heart. They're all one. They're all acting together just like your organs. There's no separation. Your heart is exuding the supreme intelligence. And feel that these rays of light forming a divine sound and light current from the Satpurush, San Kabir, had taught us to always be ready to dissolve in the ocean of love. Daring to burn up all separateness. Look up, curl your tongue up, and see that there's a current that's descending and there's a current that's ascending. And they're eternally forming the current of light and sound. And now we play. Project your own image around 1 meter in front of you and see your own image is in a golden hue of light. Maybe you still can discern your face, your form, your human body, and start projecting your immense, supreme light current into that silhouette, that light body. Form. It's like a laser beam from your third eye into that figure. And slowly, slowly, you're also connecting to that figure through your crown, laser beam, through your heart, through your throat. And see how strong that light is. It's so potent. It feels like if it would merge with your physical body, you would burn up in a second. See in that image. It's like a silhouette of golden, crystalline, light blue electric light. The entire multiverse is coded into that avatar. This is your Anandamaya Kosh, your bliss body. Feel how the merging of the crown, third eye, backside of the head, heart, throat, solar plexus, sacral, and root are all connected to this immense light body. And there is a beautiful synergistic and symbiotic correspondence. Every single cell of your body is pulsating. You feel that this light body is actually creating your physical body. And slowly, slowly, bring it closer and closer and closer until the two shapes merge. Connect your spine with the shaped spine. And you literally start shooting light upwards and downwards, plugging into the cosmic intelligence. This is a medbed. The frequency is speeding up the spin range of your atoms. And you're adjusting to your highest soul frequency. See how you're exuding immense amounts of light through your root, through your sacral, through your solar plexus. The process of divine embodiment, heart, throat, back side of the head, center of the head, crown, and 12 finger widths above your head. And you've become the flute. The all allowing divine flute, so that the divine can play it freely. Can you feel the exuberance of the freshness of every single moment? The excitement of not knowing what is next. The divine play unfolding through you. And you're downloading certainty, the self-organizing, supreme intelligence is embodied. So it is. This Kriya helps you to fully transcend separation. There is no world outside of you. So it is.